this is what I'm, if I'm working on photography, I'm working with all these other models. Like, don't.
So they have to add value to your lifestyle, what you're doing. Like they can't extract you because you
Yeah,
need your time needs to be on building yourself up in your company. So
exactly. And then also the communication is understanding. Like, hey, if I'm working with all these models, you need to understand like this is just business. This isn't any personal relationship. This isn't anything like that. It's just a being able to create content for both that will favor both of us. And also same thing too with the party nightlife. Like people see me out all the time. They think, oh, this guy's out in the clubs. This guy's out with all the hoes and everything. Dancing with everybody. Like, no. Like it's just I'm there networking, supporting. Everybody in the group.
Story of
Like
my
that.
life.
So I'm like, it's not. You see me doing all this like extravagant stuff like that, but like it's
for business.
it's mainly business. So I'm like, I'm not out there to entertain other women like that. If I'm with someone like that, I'm gonna be giving my full commitment on that. And they need to understand, like, hey, this is just my lifestyle, but it's not for personal pleasure. It's more for my business.
yeah. Okay. Makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
And for now, so say like if you guys were to meet those people and everything like that, you guys been through past relationships and learn your lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like, as X's are lessons, pretty much, like as how people should learn and take it instead of keep on going through the same cycle over and over, dating the same types and ending up in the same places. Like, how long would you do the talking or dating stage now? Like, would you take your time more now, researching the people, learning their background before you commit to them, or like you really know what you want now, and if you see it, you're just gonna you'll jump right into it?
I think, well, personally, because of all the relationships I had in the past, I would wait. You really get to know the person first because I want to know what we're getting into, and I want to see like what do we actually connect on an emotional level and an intellectual level, not just hey we're vibing on a good social level.
We're both attracted to each other. Let's
Exactly.
do this.
So without like that, I think there's going to be more connections. It's not just a physical one. You also have to have like the emotional connection and the intellectual connection, and being able to like actually bond over certain aspects. So I would probably say rough estimate maybe like about a couple months, like 2-3 months.
Okay.
Didn't ask you, but what's your do you usually date higher like age or lower than you?
I'm
Or around the
somewhat
same
open.
age?
Usually kind of keep it within like a 4-year range, but I mean
More
yeah,
off of mental connection, like
yeah,
if she's more mature type thing.
yeah. So I mean I think probably the youngest will probably be 21. I'm 25 years old, so
Okay.
probably 21. Older, I mean I probably I've had interactions with people that are in their 30s, so I'm probably up to like 35. So not too big of an age gap, but at the same
Yeah.
time it's also more based on our connection.
Okay.
You think, so you say you talk to women in their 30s and they're older, you think they're more, obviously they're less wild because they should have lived through their time already, but should be out in the streets at 30 years old, like doing all this wild shit. But a woman in her 30s versus somebody in her younger, in their early 20s, like the woman in her 30s kind of is already like ready to commit and kind of like looking for somebody to settle down versus like a young girl wants to experience everything and
Or you think
end
it's
up
the
with the best
same?
guy.
I think with older women, they're just more direct. Like they know what they want,
Yeah.
and they're just like, you know what, I don't have time to waste on this. Like, do you want? What do you exactly do you want? Do you want to be in a long-term relationship? Do you want to just do something kind of just casual, just going out on a small little dates? You just want a one-night stand? But they want to be a lot more direct compared to like the younger women, where it's kind of just more like, I don't know, I'm still like,
Figuring myself out.
yeah, like I'm still out exploring. Like I'm still barely in my early 20s. I wanted to experience all this stuff, but at the same time, I want that companionship and intimacy without all these strings attached as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really feel like it has anything to do with age. I feel like it has to do with mentality, because I've met people that they're like, for example, one of my exes, like I used to tell him like, nah, I'm not gonna date you because you're younger, because you're like my brother's age, and one day he shut me up, and it was actually some really good shit. He literally told me, he's like, you know what? I've actually met people that are young that have their shit together more than some other older people, because there's sometimes you'll be seeing 30-40-year-olds at the fucking club, and you're like, bro, shouldn't you be taking care of your kids or like doing other things? But they're still like up in there. So it's just like, nah, it's not about age. It's about mentality. It's like what you do with your time, And nowadays, like I feel like people, their mentality is just not right, and and sometimes, like, let's say someone's doing better than them, like they're not even inspired to want to do more. They actually are intimidated.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. So let's see. I guess probably a woman's question. Nowadays, like since social media gives everybody feels like they have options. Everybody, I think women mainly, because men it's really hard. It's harder for men to get women. It's easier for women to get men. So, do you think that due to social media, a lot of women are conflicted with mixing sexual attention? That this guy wants to sleep with you, all in your DMs, hitting you up all the time, being thirsty. With this guy wants to have a relationship with me, would pay my bills, take care of me, give me stability, and wife me up. Do you think a lot of women have that because of social media now? Because the likes and the heart buttons and the follows and the DMs, they're confused. The guy wants them, but he wants to sleep with you. He doesn't want to.
They're taking all
serious.
attention as the same attention.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole I feel like nowadays everyone's kind of blaming everything on social media, and it's like it's like social media is just a tool, it's just an app, it's your person, and if you can't take that feedback, then that's because you're not really evaluating yourself. And for like women, like it's like I said, it's not even like other things, it's just mentality. Like it's like girls nowadays, they just want to use guys, escalate and stuff like that. Guys the same way, they just want to use girls, and do all this stuff and everything like that. So it's just kind of like it's what you're doing with your time, how you're evaluating stuff, how you're dealing with it. That's how I feel about it. I feel like everyone's just kind of like playing the blame game in this generation. It's like, no, stop blaming others, stop blaming other things, take responsibility for your things. Like for example, for me, like I'm not gonna just blame all those people that I dated. Like I'm taking accountability.
That's
and
good,
my
but
power back.
A lot of women don't do that.
Yeah,
they would just say it's a guy.
No, like I've come to realize that there's some things that I was how do I say this? There's some things that I was at fault, and at the same time, it is because of my past traumas. It is because of my past, whether if it was with my family, whether if it was with my life, whether it was in relationships. And that is why people, if you're not in a good state, don't date. Don't date, because sometimes you bleed, like when you're hurt, you bleed on others. And it's not other people's fault, it's not. But, that's why I'm at this point right now where it's just like I'm taking a break, and I'm not really I'm not looking for anything, because what is there to look at? Like this generation, there's nothing I want, So for me, it's like I don't like it. I don't clean dirt with dirt. And if I don't like it, I can't change people, but I could change my direction, and I'm gonna move different.
So when you're talking about this generation, like you give like a age bracket or where of the guys, like
no, there's
you
no
just
age
saying in
bracket.
the 2022?
Like overall, like it's just how people are acting now. Like I don't like now, like it's.
But
funny.
who mostly has that mentality? It's from this age to what age?
Both, from males to females to little kids to older people. Like it's like now little kids, they don't even want to do their homework. It's just what am I gonna get out of it? You're gonna give me a video game? That's what you guys are raising. Like or like for example, like there's no age.